It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Brad Miller as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives here in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome to County-Wide. I'm Paul David. Great to have you in studio with us today. We got a couple of guests with us from ADOT. We're going to be talking about local road projects in the Verde Valley, the Quad City area, up in northern Arizona near Page, all kinds of different projects. Dustin Krugel, who we've had on the radio several times. Welcome, Dustin.
Thank you.
Good to meet you face to face.
Definitely.
It's always good to do that.
Glad to be here.
And then Alvin Stump, he's the resident engineer in the Prescott area.
The Prescott District Engineer, yes.
Prescott District Engineer. So we're going to be talking local projects, and let's jump right into it because Dustin was nice enough to send me over about, I don't know, 7 or 8 projects here, so we want to make sure we try to hit them all. Let's start with the I-17. We talk about it every week about the closures that are happening on the overnight hours. What is it, 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. and then 1 a.m., 2 a.m. There's the different closures. But the Copper Canyon climbing lane. Who wants to talk about that one?
Yeah, I'll field that one.
Okay.
We're continuing on with that. That's it's actually been a pretty challenging project considering the heights of those rock cuts and how close they are to the interstate. And so even while we're having 1-hour closures, it's still a real challenge to get a lot of work done because once the contractor lets off the blast, there's still a lot of prep work just to make it safe for rocks falling on. But we're continuing on, and I expect that we'll continue excavation at least through the end of January. At that point, they'll start to work on the actual 3rd lane widening, and then we'll have it completed in June.
So it's got to be some pretty solid stuff up there you're going through, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah? Like what? Tell me what it is. What are we digging through, and how much have you actually removed from the side of the hill right now?
Well, there's about 400,000 cubic yards that'll get removed once we're done, and we're quite a ways through that. I don't know the exact amount now, but yeah, it's about a $12 million project, and we're moving along. It'll be nice to have done. Obviously, the truck traffic crawling up the hill is a concern for us. So.
Right, you know, you're flying up that hill and then there's a semi that's trying to pass another semi, and that happens. I mean, it just happens. So, but yeah, you wind up stuck behind it. So it'd be nice to have that climbing lane. Is it 2 miles long, the climbing lane? Yeah, 2 mile long climbing lane. So towards the top there, everybody will be able to get around and move right forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, a lot of blasting. How much longer before the blasting is over in those overnight closures? Do we know that?
Yeah, that'll continue through about the end of January.
Okay, so we got a little more.
And then we should be done with that part, and then they'll just start working on the roadway.
Okay, where are we putting all that stuff?
We have we had a hole just south of the 179 or 169 interchange, where we had an opportunity in the median to waste that material and kind of placing it where we can give it kind of a natural look to it.
Okay, all right. And then this whole project is done by summer 2014, next year?
Yeah,
next summer?
That's correct.
Early summer, late summer?
Should be early.
Early? Okay. And Dustin, you said this is the first climbing lane.
Very first climbing lane on Interstate 17. So we're adding this 3rd lane to improve the capacity of the roadway, so it's much easier to pass you know, a lot of the heavy trucks that are climbing up the mountain. So yeah, it's a significant project because this is the first 3rd lane that we've added to I-17.
Yeah, otherwise it's just 2 lanes, north and south, all the way. All right, I think that's good there. I think we covered that one. We've been talking about it each week, and pretty much the only thing we talk about in the news is the fact that those closures are going on at night. And those wonderful message boards you guys have been putting up, I see those. Those have been a great addition on the interstate. Not to go off track, but those message boards have been great. We've got more of those coming, don't we?
Yeah, we continue to do that. We got one on... You're talking about the overhead ones?
Yeah, the digital boards over. I think Cordis Junction was the most recent one we were working on.
Yes, just a little bit north of Cordis Junction. We have another one under construction right now. Okay. And so yes, those are very critical to getting the word out to the public to keep them posted on what's going on.
Yeah, I think they're a great idea.
Yeah, we have over 170 across the state, and we're constantly adding locations all across the state, because not only do they help when we have crashes, just to inform the public about a potential closure, but also weather events. When we have snow, dust storms, wind, they're a great tool for us to get the word out to the public.
Oh yeah, the ones up north are always, you know, winter driving conditions, and you can almost see traffic slow down when they come up and see that sign up there. So that's really nice. And then I have seen them when it's real windy on I-40. We know that that's the area that gets closed down for that. And then sometimes there's nothing to talk about, but you guys have got that wonderful message up there. Don't drink and drive, don't do drugs and drive. So that's
yes,
awesome as well.
There's always an opportunity to put a safety message out there too.
We talked a little bit about Cordis Junction traffic interchange. Let's move on to that project. How are we coming along with that? It's done, isn't it?
It's complete. We were finished this summer, and very happy with that. Obviously, it was well overdue to upgrade that interchange. It was the old one was substandard as far as ramps, and also the real unique challenge with Cordis Junction is you have that mix of local traffic versus the high-speed traffic going to and from 69, and so yeah, it was about a $52 million project, and got the nice artwork from the late Paleo Solari, and yeah, very proud of that one, and the locals are very happy to have it done as well.
I bet. That one lasted a long time. You mentioned you would like to talk about some other 89 projects that are going on over in the Prescott side?
Sure.
A couple that are coming up? Yeah,
we've continued to be pretty busy in the Yavapai County region. Right now, on the south side of Prescott, we have the White Spar project, which is going to construct sidewalks and bicycle lanes, as well as a two-way left turn lane for one segment of it, which is going to really enhance that area. A lot of bed and breakfast type places, and great opportunity for people walking to and from those areas, and just a lot of pedestrian traffic. It's about a $3.5 million project, which look for it to be done this spring, and might have a short closure or a shutdown until the window opens for the friction course, which is that top half-inch surface.
The rubberized asphalt?
That's it.
All right.
And then we got two other projects underway right now, two bridge jobs that were overdue to be replaced between Chino Valley and Paulden. One was the Del Rio Bridge, and the other one was the Big Chino Wash, which the combined total of those two projects is about $4 million, and they'll also be done around June. And then our big project there, it's currently advertised, but it's to widen 89 between the south end of Chino Valley and the new airport connection, which is, we're estimating about $25 million for that. Bids are going to open in January, and we'll start construction probably in March.
Okay, and then how long will it take?
It'll be about.
It's a bigger project.
It's it's going to be a year and a half on that one.
Okay, all right. Why don't we take our first break? Okay, Dustin Krugel and Alvin Stump from ADOT are in studio today. I'm sorry about that. I'm Paul David. This is Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Paul, proud owner of High Desert Pest and Weed Control, with a sincere thank you for voting as #1 3 years in a row.
Congratulations, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, High Desert Pest and Weed Control offer 100% guaranteed positive results. So if you're fed up dealing with spiders, scorpions, roaches, and other pests, rely on a company that's been serving Sedona and the Verde Valley since 1998. Call Mr. Paul at 639-4444. That's 639-4444.
Welcome back to Countywide. Dustin Krugel and Alvin Stump from ADOT in studio with us today. We're talking about just local area projects all over northern Arizona. And so far we've got Copper Canyon, we did the 69 Cordes Junction, Del Rio and Big Chino Wash, a couple of projects going on in Prescott that'll be coming up this next year. The 260 widening project. Now we got half of it done from Cottonwood out to about Thousand Trails, and now I know ADOT and Cottonwood, Camp Verde, Clarkdale, Jerome, Sedona, I'm probably missing somebody there.
Yavapai Apache Nation.
Yavapai Apache Nation and the county itself.
And Yavapai County, yes.
Are all having to kind of come together and say, yes, we want the second half done from Thousand Trails out to Camp Verde. Where are we at with that project right now?
Yes, we're real excited about that. Obviously, the State Transportation Board programmed that money to go in our fiscal year 16 budget, and over the past few months we have been working with all those folks on coming together on an access management agreement such that we all agree on what this corridor is going to look like and how we can not only get something that balances opportunities for commercial development but also provides a high capacity roadway for the whole region. And I think we've accomplished that. We're presenting that agreement through all of the councils right now. We have a consultant on board to basically update the scope of the project, and then next year we'll go in the final design, and it'll be about a 2-year development process till we're ready for construction. So
we won't see any actually work out there until about, I think you said 2016.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 years from now.
Okay. Who has signed on so far? Because I know at one point there was kind of a deadline given at the end of the year that everyone had to kind of come together and agree on this.
Yeah.
So where are we at as far as agreements and people that, communities, municipalities that still have to talk about it?
Really, we're pretty much there. We've got Sedona, Jerome, City of Cottonwood, and the rest of them are ready. We've done study sessions with a lot of them. It's just a matter of scheduling when their next council meeting with the holidays and everything. But the other ones are scheduled for the first or second week in January. So we're in good shape. I'm very excited about the project.
We should know by the end of January about all of that. All right, Dustin was nice enough to have this big board brought in next to us here. This was quite an event earlier this year in February. I remember when it happened, I thought, that sounds crazy. How could that have possibly happened? And then a lengthy study was done to figure out exactly what did happen, and it all boiled down to a geologic event, which I thought was pretty phenomenal. But this is the US 89 landslide, and Ryan's putting pictures up on the TV screen, so I think the folks listening on the radio want to tune in for this show later and see that if they're not watching it right now. But it's an amazing amount of earth that moved and then took this road with it.
Yeah, I remember that morning on February 20th, like it was yesterday. Woke up, come to find out we had a road collapse on US 89 just north of Bitter Springs. And I remember my immediate reaction was the night before we had a very heavy snowstorm near Flagstaff, and was thinking this must be weather related. Come to find out that it was not weather related. They had no snow, no rain in that area, and it was a geological event we're calling an ancient landslide that basically just ripped apart the highway.
Ancient landslide.
Yes.
Okay.
We have about 500 feet of damage, including about 150 feet section that when I visited it the day of the landslide, and I had pavement that dropped literally to my head.
Oh wow!
About almost 6 feet, and massive damage, and it was very clear that this road, no one can go through this area.
Right.
So
yeah.
we've had the highway closed since then, and we conducted a geological investigation to determine the stability of that area. And we've had little to no movement in that area since they began the investigation, which is good. And we've been working with our engineers to come up with a solution on how we can reopen 89. But while we're doing this, we also set up alternate routes for drivers to get to and from Page in the Lake Powell area. And we've even built a completely new roadway.
I thought it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, this Navajo Route 20 runs parallel to US 89, and we worked with the Navajo Nation and the Navajo Division of Transportation on taking control of this roadway, which was basically a dirt road, 44-mile road, and about 28 miles of it was a dirt road. We essentially paved it for them, and now that is serving as the detour route for US 89.
US 89T,
yes,
right?
We're calling it temporary US 89, US 89T.
Now 89 will be replaced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we are working on that now. In fact, we're getting really close to picking a contractor for the repair, and we're doing environmental work right now. We're getting right-of-way clearance because the ultimate repair is going to involve shifting the roadway approximately 60 feet to the east into the mountain slope away from the ancient landslide area.
Gotcha.
And we're going to build a rock buttress at the base of the landslide area, which is going to stabilize the area. So it's going to be a complex project, but
huge, massive, and expensive.
We want to get this completed as soon as possible because we know how important US 89 is to the people in Bitter Springs and Marble Canyon.
Sure.
And really through this event, I really realized how important transportation is. And we had the landslide, we had school kids that they were being commuted to Page every day, and all of a sudden their commute was an additional hour to 2 hours longer than it was before. So
brutal.
That's why we worked really close. We really wanted to get that US 89T project completed. We started it in late May, and we completed the project by the end of August, which is crazy to think about. We paved 27 plus miles of road that was essentially a dirt and sandy road.
Yeah, there was even more to that. I remember the press releases coming out on that. That was a huge project, a lot of work on that one. Let's take our second break, okay? Alvin Stump and Dustin Krugel from ADOT are in studio today. We're just talking about local road projects that have been underway or coming up. We'll talk 89A Oak Creek Canyon when we come back from Countywide. Stick around, back in just a couple minutes.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Hi, I'm Paul, proud owner of High Desert Pest and Weed Control, with a sincere thank you for voting as #1 3 years in a row.
Congratulations, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, High Desert Pest and Weed Control offer 100% guaranteed positive results. So if you're fed up dealing with spiders, scorpions, roaches, and other pests, rely on a company that's been serving Sedona and the Verde Valley since 1998. Call Mr. Paul at 639-4444. That's 639-4444.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Welcome back to Countywide. We have just we have 3 minutes left of the program, but we wanted to hit one big project. We talked about this, I want to say I did this last month or maybe the month before, but we talked about the fact that in Oak Creek Canyon, and I've been asking ADOT for years, when is Oak Creek Canyon going to get repaved? But there'll be work done, essentially the entire switchbacks from the bottom where the first bridge curves around, which I noticed last time I drove that route, that bridge had some pretty good sized holes going into it, all the way to the top of the switchbacks, which is quite a challenge.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the challenges and when this project's going to happen.
Yes, Paul, this is a very important project. We are paving a 3.5-mile section of State Route 89A through the Oak Creek Canyon.
A crazy 3.5 miles
yes,
of road.
Very windy. This area has almost little to no shoulders in the area. So we're going to go in and do paving. We're also going to replace a guardrail. We're also going to be doing some bridge work. And while this is also going on, we're also going to be doing rock scaling or rock mitigation work, where we're going to have workers rappelling at the top of the mountain, clearing rocks off the mountain, because this is an area that's prone to rockfall. So safety is our #1 concern, and we don't want any falling rocks to hit motorists. So what our plans are right now is to do a 5-week full closure of the Oak Creek Canyon area, and we are shooting to do this between the Memorial Day and the July 4th holiday.
So five weeks to basically grind up all that old pavement, replace all the old pavement, replace the guardrail. There's a couple of places on that road where I swear it looks like it's just starting to slip right off. And it's areas that I've seen ADOT back up there before. It's towards the top where kind of shoulder was created out of nothing, where there is no shoulder there. And so that'll be really a great project. Now, is there any talk in the future of repaving the whole 89A? From, say, the switchbacks down to Sedona?
Well, we're always looking at different areas. We're constantly repaving miles. In fact, this year alone, I think we've repaved almost 1,000 miles of state highways this year. So we're constantly looking at it. But the tricky thing with this project too is we have a limited time frame of when we can get this work done. We need the paving is temperature sensitive. So we need to make sure the temperatures are warm enough to apply the pavement. And then on the other hand, we can't wait too long, because you run into the monsoon season and the rain could create a significant delay. So this is really going to be the best time of the year to do this work, and we're going to do everything possible to make sure everyone's aware of the project. And but we feel like this project needs to be done sooner rather than later. The pavement is deteriorating in that area, and we don't want to go another winter season without repaving it.
All right, we're out of time. Dustin Krugel, great to meet you face to face. Nice to meet you, Alvin.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Great holidays. Happy New Year.
Thanks.
That's today's Countywide. We will talk to you again next time.